Unmute me!
Listen to me, you whining little whelp.
From the Gettysburg Tour Studio.
Hey everyone, it's Cameron.
Shut up!
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg Today.
There's no time. Hello, exactly. Eric, be quiet. Don't post that. Oh, stupid commercials.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Addressing Gettysburg Today. It is today, as it is every day. And we're here with another full house. Ronnie Ronstadt, of course, the queen of Addressing Gettysburg. How you doing, Ronnie?
Good. How have you been, Matt?
Pretty good, pretty good. The weather is just gorgeous, right?
Yes, it's awesome. A little bit chilly, actually. Which
little chilly.
I love it. Love it.
You know, I like the first chill of the year.
Yeah.
This is a little too early for me, though. I'm not complaining because I think we're going to get some warm come back. Yeah. I hope we do, because this is too soon for cold. You know, like constant cold.
Yeah.
Because we're going to all be suicidal by the end of February if that's the case. We need October to be warm.
I don't know.
70s.
I don't mind.
Just 70s.
Yeah, this was, I think it was, 69 today or something.
Hey,
69.
watch your mouth. It was, I think, 71 in my car. Yeah. Okay. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, hey. You hear this? The Queen died.
Who?
The Queen, Michelle, or whatever her name was. No, Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth died.
Yeah. Yes.
We didn't talk about it last 2 weeks because, we had more important things to talk about.
Well, wait,
with all due respect.
The show Thursday. Last week. When did she die?
A week before that.
We talked about it.
We did?
Yeah.
I wasn't here.
Briefly.
Yeah, well, it was probably something like the Queen died. Yeah. But
I don't know.
I see that The Crown is trending on Facebook. I mean, Netflix. God damn it. There's so many goddamn things to keep track of. I can't do it anymore. Yeah. But yeah, so she's gone, and now we have King Charles the second? Third. Thank you. And that should be interesting. That guy's weird. He is.
I got to be honest, I don't really follow. I mean, I just don't. It was fascinating to follow a little bit of the give and take with people that just fell all over Queen Elizabeth and just thought she was like, you know,
the bee's knees.
A saint walking on earth. And then other people were like, yeah, but imperialism and murder and I mean, so I don't know. I mean, I never really gave it too much thought. So
yeah, well, imperialism is the story of the world, so I can't be mad about that. I don't understand people who are angry at the past.
I don't think this is like, there's a CMU professor that basically got in a lot of trouble because she tweeted that she hoped she died an excruciating death or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing.
Well, that's just shitty.
But it was shitty that she and her family were personally displaced by imperialism.
That's also
that
shitty.
Wasn't that long ago because the woman's living and she's a professor. Like, she's not, 105 years old. So it's like...
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know enough about Queen Elizabeth to know, like, was she...
That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes, she represents that legacy of imperialism, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, she was historic, right? I mean,
she was.
Literally, I forget how many presidents she
14?
met.
No.
How many... Yeah.
It was 14 prime ministers, I think. And then, what's that? Hold on. Pick up that microphone in front of you there and say that, Beth. Go ahead. Just pick it up.
I don't get quoted for historical accuracy, but I think it was 12.
12. Okay, well, still over 10.
1952, 53?
I'm looking at the wrong one here. Yes, 50-something, yeah. So it's 12, you say?
I think so.
Okay, all right. Listen, you don't have to...
Someone will look it up for us.
You don't have to
I'm an American history major.
Oh, okay. There you go. Well, how many presidents have we had since the 50s?
Biden, Trump, Obama,
Bush, Clinton, Bush, Reagan, Ford, Carter, Ford, Nixon, Johnson, Kennedy. And Eisenhower, So how many was that? I was putting my fingers up, but I wasn't counting.
I counting his fingers. I don't know. He was just doing finger stuff. I was counting his fingers. Looked like 12 to me. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know, 10 or 12, something like that. Anyway, she's gone. She's gone, and she was an impressive woman. I mean, have you watched The Crown?
So I did. I think we've talked about this before. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I have a touch of ADHD or what it is, but when I'm at home, that's almost like something in the background. Because I get started with something.
Right.
But maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes into a show or a movie or whatever, I'm looking at my phone or I'm thinking about what I have to do for work or I want to read a book or I want to,
I do the same thing.
So, yes, I saw The Crown, but if you ask, by the second or third season, I mean, Mom watched it all.
Right.
But I was like so zoned out. I was like, I don't really.
Yeah, I watched it all the way through, and I don't really remember much about it.
Yeah. What I did take away was her husband was apparently a jerk.
Yeah.
The way they portrayed him.
Yeah, he
during the
was.
movie. Or during the show. So I was serious.
Yeah, I don't really know though, but I mean, they're all kind of jerks. I mean, really, like you want to talk about entitled?
Yeah. Well,
they're the definition of entitled.
All
like
the controversy with like Meghan Markle right now and whatever Kate. Like,
what's the controversy with her?
Well, because whatever I don't even know their names. The older Prince, William?
William and Harry.
Okay, so William's wife didn't acknowledge Harry's wife, and then Harry's wife misstepped out of protocol. She went to go look at the flowers, but that wasn't allowed because she has to follow behind.
Right.
Like, I mean, just such crazy, like, and I
don't know. It's who cares is my thing. Like, if those people vanish from the face of the earth tomorrow, what changes?
Right. So, I mean, from a practical
Britain gets to save some money.
The prime minister is really in control, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a figurehead kind of. And my understanding is even like Charles III now, although he has been somewhat political on like climate change and vocal and things like that, now he has to take neutrality. Like part of the oath or expectation is just neutrality. Right. So what is, I don't know. I mean, it's just.
And then why do they have to take neutrality once they're king or queen? Because, I mean, there seems to be a history of a lot of kings and queens that weren't neutral on many things in England.
Can't they be like, did I see this correctly? They can lose their reign or whatever you want to call it, their crown. By Parliament somehow or something? Like they can actually kind of like be ousted? I mean, which.
Be asked to abdicate.
Yeah. You'd be kind of forced out.
Yeah.
Forced out, yeah. Mike, you wanna add to this here? All right, pass it around.
I mean, the guy in the bowler hat.
Oh God, what happened?
Would probably be the person to talk to.
What's that?
The guy in the bowler hat would probably be the person.
The Winston Churchill lookalike. Yeah, you got the cane now. You're becoming more like Winston Churchill. If you show up in a three-piece suit with tails, I'm going to leave.
Well, first of all, there's a breakup letter we sent in 1776 that allows me not to care about this stuff.
Right, exactly.
But,
does this go back to the Magna Carta? Is that what you're saying? No. Beyond the Declaration of Independence. So you're saying, does this go all the way back to the Magna Carta with the...
and this is what's fascinating about Charles III, is the other two Charles who have occupied that throne have a mixed history. Charles I got into a little mix-up with Parliament, got into a little tussle, and, a civil war, and then lost his head for it. So
I remember that one.
Charles II, his son, comes around and is restored to the crown, but it's his brother James II who gets deposed by Parliament, and William and Mary are invited over to take control
of a college.
It was called the Glorious Revolution. It's about the time John Locke is writing his treatise on government, which then, plagiarism, Thomas Jefferson, Declaration of Independence. But regardless,
whatever, we're all influenced.
There you go. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We're just going to change those last two words. Property, no. Pursuit of happiness, yes. Let's go. So, essentially, so Charles III is an interesting choice because that name has a mixed history when it comes to the British monarchs. Yeah. And they don't really have all that much authority. They're the head of state. So Parliament could ask them to abdicate.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
they say no?
No.
Well, no, they can't.
They can't because Parliament has all the power right now.
Parliament also controls the money they get.
Pretty much,
right?
Yes.
Like
their budget,
But they have properties that are
right. Okay.
they make money off of.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so it's
for someone who has the right to not care because of the Declaration of Independence, you sure know a lot about this stuff, Mike.
that's true.
It comes with the hat.
It comes with the hat.
Yes.
You purchase the hat and they give you a pamphlet.
Here's the history of the
They
monarchy
also give you
of Great Britain.
British accent lessons. I haven't succeeded on that
Right.
yet.
Well,
But
that's tough.
We're getting there.
Yeah, there's so many of them. That's why. What? Governor.
So there you go. There's my Michael's Monarch Minute.
Yeah, well, so it is interesting.
The sovereign of the United Kingdom can be forced to abdicate under the Act of Settlement of 1701.
1701. That is not the Magna Carta.
Part of which says that as soon as somebody in the royal family becomes a Roman Catholic, they are automatically disqualified from inheriting the throne.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, they didn't like those Catholics.
Well, I mean, there's that's kind of the thing is the sovereign is the head of the Church of England.
Yeah.
That would be like the Pope becoming Buddhist.
Right. Right.
You don't get to be you don't get to be the Pope
Or being the King of Jordan or something like that.
Yeah,
No.
Dybbuk schmibbuk, I said more ham.
So what else is going on there besides the Queen dying and the weather?
Last week was Antietam, right? Did you go to that?
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling well, as you can recall from listening to last week's show. I finally went to a doctor this week, and it was a sinus infection is what it was. And so, after one dose of antibiotics, I started feeling a whole lot better, which I don't even know if that's possible. I think it's coincidental or psychosomatic or something. Is it possible, Beth, or is it in my head?
It's probably in your head.
Yeah, well,
by the time you finally got to the doctor,
it had run its course. That's what I'm thinking. Is it was basically over. If I gave it another day or two, it would have been fine. But my throat was killing me. Oh. I thought I was getting better on Sunday, and then I woke up Monday morning and I couldn't swallow, couldn't talk. It just felt like somebody hit me with a sledgehammer in my neck. So I went to the doctor after work, and she's like, "Yeah, it looks like a sinus infection. Just take that," and it worked. But anyway, so I was down there, for that. I didn't. What did we do in the morning? Oh, we had the tour.
Yeah.
What do you do in the morning?
we had to get out of the car tour.
That he asked me is that I wasn't at the tour.
I noticed.
He was.
I noticed.
Said, what was
and and Veronica, everybody asked, right? People noticed, right? Everybody asked, "Where's Veronica?" And I go, "She doesn't really like us." That's what I start saying now. Because, we don't understand. Isn't she a team player? And I go, no. She shows up for 2 hours on Friday nights.
She's like, people don't know me.
Yeah.
Actually,
What?
Enough time to get an appearance fee now.
Yeah, she has a fee, right?
That's right. Yeah.
But wait, now, so we had a pool last week, and let's see, the winner of that pool is Eric. He, and if you count me and Eric, he was dead on.
Wow.
If not, he was still closest. Oh no, he went over. Yeah. It was 68 that we counted, but if you count me and Eric, it's 70, and I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to him because I always
said 70.
I thought you said 68.
Why in the hell would I say 68? It's a ridiculous number.
No. You said 68 when you counted the people on the tour.
Yeah.
You said 70 last week on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
But it's closest without going. Oh yeah, no, that's right. I was.
Yeah,
I was.
did go
Thank you.
over.
Still win.
Thank you. No, that's
How did
Catholic.
I go over?
That was
70 is
70.
more than 68.
Yeah, but I'm counting Eric and me because we usually count me and Eric in the number, but he was giving me the number without us last week, and I'm saying, you know what? I'm going to give it to him
But he
because.
still said 70.
Huh?
So I'm still
70's
on.
more than 68.
But I didn't say 68. I counted 68 at the tour.
Right, and he said
I guessed
70.
70.
Right, but you guessed more than was actually there. That's
It's
going
closest
over.
without going
No.
over. You went over.
Yes.
No, without the number of people going over. If there had been 71, I would have
No,
lost.
that's not how that works.
Oh
You
my
never
God.
watched The Price is Right?
That's exactly how you play The Price is Right.
Would I possibly come in second? That's the only reason why I'm fighting about this.
Well, you would come in second.
See, no, you're over. Your guess was over the number. That's what
But you were way under. But still, no. Eric wins this, and I'm going to explain it to you. Here's why. we
This
always.
is why I don't come to your stupid events. This is like you guys.
That's why people always guess like $1 under the other person.
Right.
Is because it's the closest without going over the actual number.
Yeah.
Right, but you went over the
But
actual number.
no.
There's 68. You guessed over 68.
Okay.
God,
Yes.
I'm going home. See you later.
But we're saying that if you include me and
you shouldn't
Eric,
include you 'cause
well, I
that's a
always
given.
include us.
Well,
no,
you
it's not a
pad-
given.
you pad-
I
you
still
pad
would've
the
guessed
numbers.
it.
Are you a given?
But you don't count me always.
Because
You
you're
said
not there.
Because you know.
I never count you.
You said you always count you,
You
and
never.
Eric.
You never show
'Cause
up.
you're always- It's like counting Lewis. Do you
Oh,
count
we should
Lewis?
start counting Lewis. Yeah, then we'll get
you
one
guys
more.
add the
I do
stats.
count Lewis.
Oh, you do count Lewis.
This is
And
the
also
second.
that 68 was with you and I.
Oh, it was with you and I.
Oh, so you
Oh,
definitely
so then you did go over.
Yeah.
How did I go over? If
You
I
guessed
guessed
a number higher than what was actually
You guessed.
there.
Look,
Your
listen.
number was
What the
over.
fuck are you people talking about? Don't you buy into this bullshit either.
Wait a second.
The way the game works is you guess the closest. Okay,
717-420-1978. Call in and tell us.
you
who
guess a
won.
number, right?
Yes.
As long as the actual number doesn't go over what you guessed, and you're
He's
the
right.
closest
He's
to
right.
that,
We're wrong. We're
you win.
backwards.
That's not
He's
true.
right. No, it is true.
It is true.
It is true.
No.
he's right. Veronica.
I don't
Don't go
care.
further down this
Why?
road. He's right.
I don't know why I'm arguing about this.
Yeah,
This is ridiculous.
Because there's no prize.
You
It's just
guessed
bragging
a
rights.
number that
Okay,
was
fine.
over the
I
price.
lose. Veronica wins.
Right? Just no, seriously.
Okay.
You guessed $70. The real price was 68. You lost. You
No, you
guessed
don't.
over the number. Yes, you do. That's why people bid $1. No. They don't bid $1 million. They don't bid $1 million.
All right, wait,
bullshit.
hold on. Everybody just shut up for a second. Hold on, wait.
$1.
Wait. Last week, Eric said there will be 70 people.
And now he's saying it was
68 showed up.
Yes, he
Hold
bid over.
Hold it. Let me just work this out in my
I'm
head.
tired of wasting time. I'm right.
You're right. He did.
She's right. I lose. I concede. Let's move on.
She did bid over. That's right. No,
No,
it's
she
okay.
didn't. She didn't
He
bid
did.
over.
No, he did. He did. He did.
So I won.
So Veronica.
Yay! That's how
Okay.
that works. And that's how that works. I'll come to the next
Veronica.
tour. See? There you go. That's all you
No,
need to
she
do.
won't. She's lying.
I just hate you, and I hate your ass face.
That was fun.
I'm
That was
going
fun.
home.
Oh, did you make him leave? Oh, are you leaving? Okay, I thought he was
Taking
leaving.
his ball and going home. That's all right.
All right, so Jesus,
This is lawyer bullshit.
I was not expecting it. See, this is Catholic school math at work here. You got 3 Catholic school kids trying to
I
figure
only
out.
went partially Catholic. That's why I won.
All right, well then, so then going by those rules, then Veronica. I don't know why. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
He
I
didn't.
know.
I'm sorry.
All joking aside,
Veronica won with 57 people, but the actual number was
because I
70.
guessed under. Yeah, right. So all
Well,
joking
68
aside,
if you. Yeah, go ahead.
I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you were right.
Yeah.
Move on.
Okay, there's a first time for everything, Veronica. Jesus,
You're like
Christ.
my brother.
This is too easy. You guys are awesome.
Oh boy.
So how was Antietam?
It was
Screw
fine.
Antietam.
Move on.
Oh Jesus Christ.
Shut up.
What do the comments say?
It says, "Oh my, get over it, children."
You know, if we didn't do this, you wouldn't listen. If we
That's
just
right.
had a normal,
Yeah.
boring, dry podcast, you wouldn't listen
Absolutely.
to us. Children.
And if we didn't do this, I wouldn't come to the tour next month. So there you go. We'll
That's
get to
right.
She won't come to the tour next month anyway.
Exactly. It's the last one of the year. She's not going to make it. What was your excuse for not coming?
I slept in.
Wow.
I mean, I just
That's
did. I
nice.
just did. It's
Wow.
not even an excuse. It's
Hey,
the
listen.
explanation.
Listen.
5:30 to drive 2 hours up here?
Yeah.
That's not an excuse.
5:30 in the morning. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, those of you, when I meet you and you say, "Oh, Veronica's so wonderful. I love her on your show. What a great addition." This is what she thinks of you. She
No,
sleeps
that's
in.
not- no.
She sleeps in. I get up at the ass crack of dawn to see all you people and shake your hands and catch COVID, and she sleeps in. All right, I want you to remember
It
who
wasn't
you're.
an excuse, and I didn't lie.
That's true.
That's what happened. I
That's
just
true.
Didn't set the alarm, and by the time it went off, I was like, oh,
That's a reason, not an excuse.
I'd have to be there late, and I don't want it to be all about me, so I'll just forego.
Yeah. It is a reason and not an excuse. That is right, Alex. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
That's right,
That's what we tell the judge all the time. Your Honor? This is not an excuse. My client takes full responsibility, but she wants to tell you what happened.
Yes, she wants to give you a reason for murdering her brother. All right, so your question was, how was Antietam?
Yeah.
So Eric was there earlier than me. I had to go and lay down and rest for a bit, and then I went down. So Eric, how was it earlier? You saw the Liberty Rifles. Did you see them do the full infantry thing or just the artillery?
Oh, yes.
How was that?
It was good.
Great. And then the artillery was like full horse-drawn, full bat. Did they have 4 guns or 3 guns?
They had 3.
They had 3. Okay, so almost a full battery. And that's when I arrived, and I was really hoping to get some good sound effects. And as I was pulling in, they were like firing they were up on a little knoll, and they were firing over the cars, right? And so I'm like, oh, this is awesome, because I've never been on that end of a...
Like the shells were going over the cars?
Yeah, the shells were going over the
good.
cars. And I've never been on the receiving end of one of those things. I've always been to the side or behind.
Yeah.
And it was a totally different sound. And you know how I am with sound. And I had my recorder, and I got excited. I pulled over. I parked. I get out scrambling and putting my recorder together. I get it on the thing. I set it up on the stand, and I hit record. And then you hear, okay, thank you, everybody, for coming out. And I was like, oh. So I didn't even get one shot that I could replicate, which is sad. But it was nice. It was a beautiful day. Bill and Cindy were there. Who else was there? Tom Canavan was there. Ty DeWitt. And then Eric, Eric went and did some videos with the History Things podcast, which you can go see on their Facebook page. And so Cindy wanted to go see the Clara Barton Memorial, so we went over to that and then saw them doing their live video and watched for a little bit. And then we went up to dinner in Boonesboro at a place called Dan's Tavern. You ever been there?
No.
Yeah, it's good. Nora, what's her name? Nora Roberts, the romance novelist.
Yeah, I've heard she lives there or something.
She not only lives there, she owns like 90% of the buildings in town.
Okay.
Her son runs that, and then across the street there's a pizzeria that he has.
Wow.
And I think she runs the inn across the other street.
Okay.
They're on
on
an intersection. And Boonesboro is a cool little town. There seemed to be a cool clientele in there, you know.
Used to be the headquarters of the Klan.
Oh, very cool.
Well, that explains some of the things I saw. Yeah. That does explain some things. But no, it was a fun time. It was nice to get out of Gettysburg and go eat at a different restaurant and just be out with your friends from here.
Yeah.
But go out somewhere else. You know, and it's nothing against here, but it's like being married. You make love to the same woman for 40 years. Eventually, you'd like to step out. No, that's awful.
I have that problem.
Yeah. You like to step out on your woman, I know. Yeah. So that was basically that was it. Liberty Rifles did a really good job, I thought. I mean, they really take it seriously.
Yeah.
And I like seeing their stuff.
Did they kind of stay around and interact with people afterwards, or was it just the kind of like the demonstration? And
No, it was like the demonstration, and then they ate and watered the horses and fed the horses. Some of the guys were like racing each other on the horses, which was kind of cool. Yeah, but no, like they didn't. Yeah, I did talk to some of the guys, and they knew me, and so we talked about whatever, but.
I mean, they weren't encamped like what they did with the 1st Minnesota, where they like spent the night and you could like interact with them.
Well, where did the infantry go, Eric?
Just behind that hill.
Just behind the hill. Okay, yeah. I'm getting
over there.
Were was everybody camping over there, or was the artillery camping by the guns?
The artillery was with the guns. The infantry were in there.
Okay, yeah. So it was neat. It was really cool. It was cool to see and hear the cannons being pulled by the horses, and just that whole it's an impressive thing. It was pretty neat. I was impressed by the whole thing. So that was Antietam. Yeah. I didn't see most of the other festivities. Were you there, Mike? No. Anybody else that was here? No, nobody went there. Okay. All right. Well, that's good. Yeah, and I was surprised that that only really took 30 or 20 something away from our average of 90.
Yeah.
People on these tours this year, so that's good. We expect to hit 100 next month. for the last tour because it's always the biggest, and we're telling you to come out. And so we expect at least 100 people. And that is including me and Eric and Lewis.
Well, and Veronica too.
Oh,
see, this is why I don't
and
come. They
Veronica
never
too?
include me in anything. It's like
And
an
Veronica
outfit
too, do you
all
think?
the
All right.
time.
Hey, I know. Here's a new pool.
See,
is
now
Veronica
she's-
going to show up to October 15th tour? Eric, what do you say?
I say no.
Eric says
Wait,
no.
what day is it?
October 15th. It's a Saturday. It's always the third goddamn Saturday of the month. All right, Eric, how about you, Bethany?
I think she will just out of spite.
You will out of spite. So a spite, yes. Okay, so Bethany.
Actually, ironically enough, I might have actually booked the
See?
foundation thing.
See?
There we go.
See? There you go.
I win.
I know. I was just
I'm
thinking about
going
that.
in the
like,
no
wait a minute,
column
is that
as
one of-
well.
Is there a foundation thing?
Why do you always book things when we have
'Cause
show things?
I don't.
You don't like us. I know.
That's
I
not
know.
it. The foundation announces things like.
Forget the foundation.
At the beginning,
Do
of
our
the,
stuff.
I know,
Where's the
I know.
foundation?
But here's the thing. You have Bethany can confirm what I'm saying. Like the foundation sends out the newsletter. You have to respond like immediately, or the things are sold out. And I don't think to take the time to be like, okay, is that the third? I'm like, oh, that sounds really good. That
Beth,
sounds really good. And I send in my
Get
check.
into the mailing list and take her email address off it, please. Thank
Is
you.
there something on the 15th?
Yeah, the Frosty Sons of Thunder.
That was rescheduled. Yeah.
Yeah, the Frosty
yeah.
Sons, that was the motorcycle gang from Alaska. Yeah, we don't need the Frosty Sons of Thunder. What is that?
It's
Microphone, please. Microphone.
Doc Schrader and
Uh-huh.
Schroeder, however you say it.
Rick Schroeder and Fran Fayok are going to do their programming that was supposed to be done in March.
Oh, what time is that?
It's an all-day thing, so I think
Starting
it's like
at-
from 9 to 4.
Okay, so you could go at noon.
9 to 4.
Yeah, she could go at noon. She could skip lunch and go at noon.
Then she'll have missed all of the beginning.
You
that
prorate
tells-
it, right?
okay.
You'll refund her.
I don't
Okay.
even know if we charge Veronica anymore.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, do we?
ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to get to see Veronica yet again.
Well,
we don't even need the pool.
Come Friday and just hang out with us. Then October 14th.
There you go. Come in on Friday for Friday's show. You're saying? Yeah, we'll cram you all in the van here, or in the van. I'll shove you in the van and drive you off to the lake. No, we'll cram you all in the shed here, and you can look at Veronica and ogle her all you want, and say,
yes.
"Oh, Veronica,
That is the
so
problem
wonderful."
I have, like consistently being ogled. That's
People do it. People do it. I don't.
yeah.
All right. Well, okay, we don't even need to do that poll then, because we know we're going to lose once again to Veronica. Last one of the year. I'm sure Rick and Fran would understand.
They probably would.
Yeah, they
Well,
would.
They don't give a shit. My $80 or $85 is already in, so they don't care.
Exactly. But if you show up at noon, what if you just showed up for the first half hour and snuck away? Say hi to your adoring fans and then sneak away. And then sneak back for lunch. And then sneak back to the foundation. It's everywhere. We're like a mile apart from everything. So just, it's not that hard.
We'll pull the bus. We'll pull the bus over for you.
That works. Thank you. I'll just jump off real quick. All right. This is working. This is coming together.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we have a month to harangue her, so we'll work on that. Otherwise, that's it. So let's see. We've got to move to a break real quick here because we've got two guests today. Bethany Yingling is here to talk about the Devil's Den cleanup stuff tomorrow, and Jon-Erik Gilot, I think is how you say his name. I asked him to write it out for me phonetically because it looks French, and I'm not sure how to say it. But anyway, I hope I said it right, and we'll find out when he calls in at 6 o'clock. So let's do that. Let's take a break now. And come back, and oh my God, as you could tell, it's going to be a fun show because it already is, right? It's all the crazy people. So we'll be right back.
Want to be on the show? Send an email to info@addressinggettysburg.com. Be sure to include the reason why you think you'd make a good guest when you write us.
That is so lame. Very family friendly. We had a wonderful time with our son. me and my friends were able to rent these bikes and go at our own pace. So we were able to just do what we wanted to do when we wanted to do it. And I highly recommend it to anybody else.
It seemed like the right way to go to view the wonderful sights and also get an incredible amount of history from Bob.
Our tour guide Bruce was so knowledgeable about the facts and the history of these battlefields that I came away with an understanding that was unmatched by any other means.
The breeze on the battlefield made up for the hot day.
I had a wonderful time, great trip, lots of history, wonderful bike ride, perfect weather. Could have asked for a nicer day. Highly recommend it.
If you're gonna tour Gettysburg, I would recommend doing it on the bike. It's a lot of fun.
I loved it. It was awesome.
We really couldn't stump the professor with any of our questions, so we thought it was really well worth it.
It was an excellent day out and got you outside and experienced the weather. Beautiful weather out here today.
We had a lot of fun. If you're thinking about it, I'd just say give it a shot. It was awesome for us. I hope it's awesome for you guys too.
Go to gettysbike.com or call 717-752-7752 to book a battlefield experience you will never forget.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Have you noticed our revamped website at addressinggettysburg.com? Well, that's the fine work of a man named Mike Stretch, and he also redid our logo for us. Both of them I originally designed, and both of them were originally horrible, but now they're nice, and that's all thanks to Mike. Mike has an awesome t-shirt company called Heritage Depot. There you'll find great designs based on Gettysburg and the Civil War with t-shirts and other types of merchandise. So go to heritage-depot.com and spruce up your Gettys Nerd wardrobe. That's heritage-depot.com. Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com, or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
From the patriots of Bunker Hill to those who embarked upon the Great Crusade at Normandy. From the blue-clad Federals at Gettysburg who gave the last full measure of devotion, to the many thousands who did the same at places like Belleau Wood, Chosin, Yadrong, and Fallujah. The American warrior is the greatest warrior the world has ever known, who, through sacrifice and dedication to the nation they served, have composed a history worthy of being remembered. Join me, Colby Sumner, to hear their story and to connect our current and future American warriors to those of our past on America, Fog of War.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
You're back with Cam's Idol.
That was years ago.
Here's Matt.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me. Welcome back, ladies and gents. Ladies and gents, welcome back. Oops, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. It's fading out anyway. Okay, so let's see. Before we get to our beautiful guest here, we're going to take this call. I didn't see it during the last conversation about Antietam. Cliff McCurley's on the phone. Cliff, you were there with the Liberty Rifles, were you not?
I was indeed. Actually, technically, I was with First Section, which is kind of like the artillery portion of the Liberty Rifles.
Right. Okay. Very good. And you came out from what, California, right?
Yes, sir. I did. The Bay Area, Pleasanton, California.
And your cannon, is your cannon still at Eric's house?
No. Actually, I picked it up this morning, and I'm currently driving through Beltway traffic with it.
Oh, that's
Who
fun.
laughed about that?
Yeah, Beth laughed about that.
Yeah.
What was why was that funny, Beth?
The fact that he said he left it at Eric's house.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he left it at Eric's
all week. It was parked in my backyard.
And we, I'm sorry I couldn't find a place, Cliff, because Cliff said we've got 2 blanks left. If you want to fire it off, you just got to find a place to go. And it's like, I'm like, can't we just set it up real quick on the battlefield, get one shot and run? But no,
We could have arranged that. I'm sure.
I'm sure we couldn't. But yeah. Well, whatever. But anyway, so you had a good time, right? It was a good time. Anything you want to add to the story about Antietam that we were talking about earlier?
I kind of missed the first part of the conversation.
So did I.
But I'm not sure if you touched on it. But that'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it gets pretty sketchy over there. But what we were portraying was not a full strength Confederate battery, but it was a full strength that battery. So it was Johnson's Bedford Artillery, who at the Battle of Antietam had only 3 guns, and they had 2 6-pounders, which we had, and one of those was mine and my brother's, and the other was a 12-pound Tredegar howitzer.
Right.
So those are the exact guns that we had. That's what they had at the battle. We were a couple hundred yards away from their position because we can't really post any. It's heavily wooded now, but we were very close to their original position during the battle. So it was full horse teams, limber chest, battery wagon. So it was kind of the first time that a full mounted battery has been on that battlefield since the war.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It was a real spectacle to see. And I hope if, whatever you guys do next time or whatever the Liberty Rifles does next time, I don't miss it like I did this one. Because I think they do a really good job.
We'll tell Gary to make a bigger sign.
Yeah, exactly, Cliff. So here's the thing. So Eric sends me a Google Earth shot of where it is, right? With some handwritten notes on it, where the driveway is. And it says between 4506 and 4509 or whatever, right? The addresses of the house. So I'm driving along and I'm trying to look at this this picture on my phone and match it up with what I'm seeing in front of me. And then I know, because I talked to Eric, that once you pass the entrance to get to the visitor center, you're too far. Even when you get to the entrance, you're too far. And so I get there and I'm like, damn it, I missed it. And I have to drive like 1.5 miles, 2 miles down the road in order to be able to turn around. There was nowhere to turn around. And so I turn around and get back out there, and then I find the thing, and it was a tiny. It wasn't. There was a sign the size of a piece of printer paper that said "event." Okay, and so and it was a driveway. It was a gravel driveway between two houses. And I go, okay, guess this is it. And I go into it and everything. And then, and then I feel the concussion of a cannon going off. And I'm like, okay, this is it. And then I see the smoke.
I'm in the right place.
Yeah, I think this is the right place. But yeah, I would have been on time and gotten a couple of sound effects if I didn't go past it, if they had a bigger sign or some better, entrance. But whatever. Otherwise, who cares? It was a great, it looked like a great event. And I wish I had seen more of it. But, you get sick and that's what happens.
Was there a reason?
Next time.
Did they not want to have it just be a total, everybody come? Or were
Is
they
there a
trying
reason
to,
they made
yeah,
it difficult to find? I don't know. Do you know, Cliff?
I don't think it was meant to be hard to find by any means.
Am I the only idiot that couldn't find it?
Some kind of issue with No, it was easy to miss. It was easy to miss. I looked at it ahead of time. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to drive really slow to make sure I get there because I was also hauling the trailer, so I didn't want to have to worry about turning around. So I'm doing 10 miles an hour, and the people on the tractors are flipping me off. But
yeah, those are the worst.
Yeah, who's this bald idiot?
Yeah, right. Who's this bald idiot with a cannon?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mess with them.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't either. All right, Cliff. Well, we got to go. I got guests that I got to get to. So thanks for calling in. Take care. Have a safe trip home.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
All right.
Talk to you guys later.
All right. Alderson Broderson. All right.
No problem.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're here with Beth Yingling. You remember Beth from the spring? We had her on to talk about was it Eric's leather event? Yeah. And that went very well. And now we're talking about this volunteering to clean up at Devil's Den mañana, and I'm going to go. Veronica's not going to go.
That's correct.
And a couple of other people from our little crew, Josh, the guy who made our flag. He's going to go with his wife, Crystal. And who else? Somebody else.
Not Mike Lentz. I know that.
Not Mike Lentz. Is Alex going?
Alex. That was just here? I don't think.
Yeah.
No, he's got the second court thing this weekend that the LBGs are putting on.
Yeah.
Yes. The superb. We advertised that all summer. Huh?
They're also coming to Rupp House.
For the tour?
For in the evening, Ralph wanted to do a fireside chat. So they're going to meet in the side yard. And he's like, do you mind if I smoke a cigar? I'm like, I don't care what you do.
Ralph Siegel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's going to be good.
Yeah. So if you want to come nerd out and watch Ralph smoke a cigar, I don't know what they're going to be talking about.
What time is that going to be?
It's a great question.
I
don't know. I feel like it's later in the evening.
Okay, well, yeah, that's fine. No, that's what I'm hoping. It's later in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a cigar and story time with
have
Ralph.
The chairs up, so I'm putting chairs up.
Okay. Well, that's good. So that's okay. But now, but more importantly, we're here to talk about Devil's Den. We're going to clean up Devil's Den. Now, what exactly are we going to be expected to do? Is this heavy yard work or is this weeding?
I would come prepared for some serious brush cleaning.
Serious brush cleaning. Do we have any power tools to help us with that?
The park does not provide power tools. They provide hand loppers.
Loppers.
Yeah. So
I prefer Cindy loppers.
Yeah, Cindy lopper. But I don't know if you've been past Devil's Den recently, but a lot of the brush is pretty significant at the moment.
Is it indeed?
Yeah.
Yes, we have noticed that, and we've pointed it out many times. And but they're.
No, they let it go for quite a while because they were trying to establish a certain undergrowth, because certain.
What's for what purpose? What does that do?
Because if you remember up there at the top of the
Devil's Den.
Yeah, there was a lot of man-made trails.
Yes.
So in order to promote grass growth, they just let it go so that it would grow.
Understood.
Yeah.
And then people can remake those trails once the thing opens.
Well, the hope is that what they've done up there will mitigate that because they did put some other trails in.
Do you know, did they, we'll find out tomorrow, but did they, I guess, I don't know what the word would be, but where the social...
Macadamized?
Well, no, I mean, did they do something to make the social trails...
Harder to get to?
No, permanent. Like, did they? Yeah,
they did. They did do
good.
some of that. So there's like a...
Because I would imagine...
a composite material that they put down. You can kind of see it if you go drive past now.
Okay.
It looks like gravel, but it's a composite material so that people in wheelchairs can maneuver across it without having...
Oh, is it like that really fine gravel, like really crushed?
It's almost like...
Small?
It almost feels like plastic, like tar plastic. So
good. That's good for the environment.
Like running tracks, like high school track kind of thing.
But
maybe?
more...
That like rubbery stuff?
Standard, like with gravel in it.
Okay, well, we'll find that out. We'll see tomorrow. Well, you won't, Veronica, but the rest of us will.
I was there when they picked out the color.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what color is it?
Well, it's...
bright purple.
Yes.
Rainbow?
Yeah, rainbow striped.
God, I hope so.
It's like a gray with a little bit of natural pinkish to it.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
Well, good. It should be interesting to do that, and I'm glad that no. So this isn't the Park Service technically. It's you guys.
No.
Oh.
It is the Park Service.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. So it's National Park Day.
Okay.
And so the park is putting this on. This is Zach Belatho, and who is the Chief of Cultural Resources. He has a more official title, Zach. I'm so sorry.
Don't quote you on that.
Yeah, don't quote me on that. But he is the head honcho of all the cultural resource things on the park. And so he was like, let's do something for National Park Day. And he came to my staff, because we do the events for the members, and asked if we would take care of registration. So we did. That's how we got involved.
And
do you know if there are still spaces available?
There are 16 spaces still available.
There are.
Yeah. Now here's
what's your
the deal.
cap?
50.
50.
So here's the deal with that.
Okay.
Because we already gave Zach a number.
Yeah.
And then when I found out from you that you wanted me on here today, I tried to call Zach, but he had already left to go home. So if you want to come and you want to be a part of that 16 extra people, you have to email me so that I can tell Zach tomorrow.
Okay, what's the email?
Prepared. So it's B Yingling, Yingling, at GettysburgFoundation.org.
Okay, so if you are listening now and you want to do this, shoot that email to her. One more time.
B Yingling, Yingling, at GettysburgFoundation.org.
Okay.
You have to email me, otherwise, if you show up, they'll turn you away.
They will.
Yeah, because they
is
only
that?
have so many.
Oh, tools. Yeah. Should people bring their own tools?
No.
What if...
I have a list of things to bring.
Go ahead. You read that. Yeah, you sent me that before, and I sent that along to my friend Amy.
Yes.
So you... Go ahead.
It says to wear sturdy closed-toed shoes.
What is it?
Sturdy closed.
Yes.
Dirty, sturdy closed-toed shoes.
Yeah.
Long pants, long sleeve shirts are recommended but not required, and a refillable water bottle and snacks for yourself.
Snacks.
And
how long is this going to go? What time does it start?
8 a.m. until noon.
Uh-huh.
They're going to provide gloves, hand tools. They'll have water to fill your water bottle. They'll have bug spray and sunscreen and a porta-john.
Well, of course. It's still there, right? It's the same one?
I don't know.
Is it the one that was knocked over?
No.
Can you believe how quickly this year has gone by? It seems like yesterday we were all laughing at the porta-john being knocked over, and now here we are, and it's like Devil's Den's about ready to be open. So that was, 6 months-ish?
Yeah, it's April, I think.
Yeah, so... everybody's worried, oh my God, Little Round Top's going to be closed for 2 years.
It'll go really fast.
It'll go really fast,
Yeah.
folks. We're going to be like 2 years ago was 2020. And that went by like a fart in the wind. So, this is going to go by just as fast.
Just around the time when everyone realizes how cool Culp's Hill is, it'll
That,
open.
right, exactly. Exactly. All right, so how's everything going at the Children's Museum? Because wait, you got, no, I'm sorry, you had more stuff to read,
that was
right?
it.
Okay. How's everything going at the Children's Museum?
Fantastic.
Because you are the manager there.
I am the manager there. We've been open a year as of September 4th, and we had 10,000 kids come through as of July, which is fantastic. And then we're approaching 13,000 as of this moment. So I can't say that
That's pretty
they're
good.
not doing pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And they just received a nice little award from a local organization.
Yes, the
last
Civil
night.
War Roundtable awarded us $500.
Really?
Yeah.
Your round table has $500?
We have more than that. You just got to be good.
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe.
And we passed around the collection bin yesterday for the first time since COVID, so we're rolling.
And what are you, like vice president or something?
Secretary.
Secretary?
Recording secretary.
Does that have any influence, secretary?
No.
Yeah.
I just sit there
Too
and
bad.
take down.
Who's the president?
Bruce Davis.
Who's the vice president?
Pete Mealy.
I know Pete Mealy. Well, maybe Addressing Gettysburg can get an award.
Hey, you never know.
I mean, I don't know, 1 million downloads.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
13,000
13,000 kids. We got 1 million downloads.
Well,
No, I'm just teasing.
I think what makes it so interesting is that the reaction of the parents has been the most fascinating to me, at least. The kids love it because they can touch everything.
Mm-hmm.
The parents come in, and whenever I say the kids can play and touch with everything, they're like, oh, thank God. I am so done with telling them to stop.
Yeah. Don't sit on that chair. Don't
Right,
touch
because
that
they
guy.
can't
Yeah.
play everywhere else they go.
Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, thank God. Okay, good. And then
awesome.
you can see the look of relief.
Yeah.
That they can do whatever they want, pretty much.
Well, you guys actually, do you have 2 minutes or 3 before the next?
Plenty.
All right. So
Well,
you guys
like
have been
2
really
minutes.
active, right?
Yes.
There was just something in the side yard being put up today, I
Yep,
think.
we have the Patriot Daughters of Lancaster who are in the side yard. They'll be there again tomorrow from 10 to 5.
Okay.
And they did something really cool. They kind of took what I said to them and went above and beyond. So I told them that it would be cool if they could do little educational vignettes. So they have at least 5 little educational things that you can write a letter to a wounded soldier, kind of like we're in there, but then one of their guys pretends to be the wounded soldier.
I saw him with a sling on today with a little
and you can make
crutch.
bandages
Yeah.
with them, and then they have ticking for inside of a mattress. You can make an old school, just
Stuff and mattress.
Yeah. Just
make your bed.
and singing and music from the time period, and
The kids do this.
Yeah.
They sing in, yeah. Who
Yeah.
leads them in song? Do you?
the people from the Patriot Daughters of Lancaster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're just the sweetest people. So they went above and beyond what I was expecting. So I was thrilled.
That's awesome.
I get a little verklempt when people come in and do stuff. I start to get like, oh my God, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I do. A little overwhelmed.
It touches you.
The participation of the people.
But that's nice, though.
Yeah, we have a Victorian tea and fashion show coming up on the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a registration fee, and you can register at gettysburgfoundation.org. But you can come with your littles, your kids.
That's neat.
And we have
Children.
your utes.
Utes.
And, participate in an old-fashioned tea, and there will be people there in costume.
Is it just for children?
No.
Okay.
It is for both. And you don't have to have a child to come with you. I mean, you and your mom could come. And
Can I bring my dog? Technically,
Sure,
that's
I don't
my
care.
No.
I don't care. But yeah, so
that's neat. That's on the 9th, you said?
that's on the
October
9th.
Okay.
And then we're working with the library on the 14th of October for a fall fair where it's like old-fashioned games and food and music and entertainment. And the park will be there to read stories for their winter lecture series or winter reading adventures. And I mean,
That's starting already. The winter lecture series and winter reading adventures.
It's
That's
gonna be
coming
coming
up
up here
already.
soon.
Yeah, yikes.
So
That's neat. October
we're
14th,
just-
that is.
Yeah, from 2 to 6, and it's free and open to anyone. The tea party there is a registration fee because I'm poor and need to pay for the food. And
What kind of food are you going to have? Like just finger food?
yeah, but we are going to have tea, but I'm also getting punch and stuff for the kids.
Punch and pie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of our guys that works with us, David. Have you met him? He's the one with the handlebar mustache.
I don't think so.
Oh
no.
my God, I love him so much. I just adore him.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was telling him.
Maybe you should marry him.
I might. I don't know what Mark and his wife Pam would say, but he's like a collector. He's an antique collector, and he knows his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to him, I was like, I think we should have punch for the kids because I think that not every kid likes tea.
Right.
And I said, but I only have one punch bowl, and I don't think that's going to be enough. I'll go to Goodwill and I'll get another punch bowl. He goes, Bethany, I have like 60 punch bowls. I think we'll be okay.
Wow. Oh, neat.
I was like,
awesome.
oh, okay.
Did that get you verklempt?
I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I would marry him. Are you gonna
tell us
why every time with this song? Every time it's.
I want you to feel your full range of emotions on this show.
I could cry on cue. I'm really good at
Are
it.
you?
Actually, yeah, but I'm not.
Well, why don't you do that once in a while and make it look like
here.
it's natural?
No.
You know, it'd be good. I need some people crying, and I need somebody to call who's on a bridge to talk them off. So
You need somebody that's on a bridge?
Yeah, we need to get
Next
some of
time
these
I'm
things
just
that
on
are
a bridge.
going to get some attention. You know.
Yeah.
Call in.
Yeah.
Call into the number when you're on a bridge.
Call into
Oh
the
my
number.
gosh.
Hey,
Next
if you're on
time
a bridge,
I'm on a bridge.
717
I'm on a bridge.
420-1978. No. I don't mean like driving over a bridge. I mean you're
I'm
about
just
to
calling
jump
you
into the
anytime
water.
I'm on a bridge now.
Yeah.
It's like every
Over
10
Plum Run.
Yeah, I'm just gonna text you every time I'm on a bridge.
Over Plum Run. Yeah. Talk me off of this bridge. I'll just walk
I
a
might
couple
drown
feet.
in this trickle of water.
Might drown in the pond.
Hey, real quick, Travis Arnold is asking what time the cleanup is. So if you could reiterate the details.
8 a.m. to noon. And again, Travis, if you are not already registered, you have to email me.
Yes,
which
Travis.
is at bYingling@GettysburgFoundation.org.
All right, do that again because he might not have heard the earlier part. So B.
Yingling, Yingling.
Right, not like the beer.
No.
Like the auction house.
Yes.
Like
the
Amish.
B.
Like the
Yingling
Amish.
at GettysburgFoundation.org. Believe me, that was the first question I asked Mark when we got
It's also in the pinned comment.
Yeah,
Are we Amish?
Eric was-
No, which Yingling are you? Like the Yingling, like I should marry you tomorrow because you're going to inherit millions, or the Yingling, like we should date a while?
We should date a while and see if I like farming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was the date a while one.
Isn't that a shame?
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I worked with someone whose last name was Sheets, and I'm like, "Are you related to the Sheets people?" And she's like, "Distantly, but not close enough, you know,
Yeah.
to get any of the money." And I was
I
like,
do
"Oh."
get really good tables at restaurants, though.
Do you
Yeah.
because of your name?
Oh yeah, and then none of us drink, so we all order water, and they're like, did I just waste my best table?
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, right. All right. Well, listen, we got to take a break. Beth, thanks for coming
Anytime.
in. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. And it was a lot of fun. Thank you for getting embroiled in the debating earlier today.
The kerfluffle.
The kerfuffle and
The great kerfluffle.
and everything. And thank you for being able to come here on short notice. I
Hey,
just
no problem
just
at all.
this afternoon I said, "Can you come in and talk about this?" And you said, "Yeah, I've got
I
no
even
life."
found a babysitter. That's
Wow.
how awesome I am, man.
Wow. All right. Well, very good.
Friday night babysitter.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's called Mark. It's called my husband.
I was
your
gonna say. I was just gonna say you better not waste it. Go live it up. Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. Thanks, Beth. Ever wanted to be a part of a movie production? Well, now is your chance. Hope Kelly is still struggling with heartache several years after her abrupt, life-changing decision to buy an apple farm outside the small town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. But the loneliness of isolation gradually replaced the peace she initially found on the farm. Sent reeling when her fiancé left her for another woman before a previous Christmas, Hope has sworn off Christmas and relationships. But when her brother Ryan's old army buddy Nick shows up to the farm and is immediately taken with Hope, the temperature starts to rise. Still, it will take a Christmas miracle in the form of Charlie to help mend Hope's heart and allow her to trust again and find love. Join writer, producer, and director Bo Brinkman in the production of A Gettysburg Christmas with named talents like Jake Busey and Lee Majors. The script has tailored scenes to shoot at specific locations to highlight the beauty, history, and capture the Christmas spirit of Gettysburg with the goal of inspiring viewers to visit in droves. Those of you who have been wanting another movie to revitalize interest in visiting our awesome town have finally gotten your wish. And now you can be a part of getting this project off the ground. Bo and company are turning to you, the citizens of Gettysburg and the lovers of Gettysburg, to make this grassroots effort work. No Hollywood BS, just pure Christmas joy and romance. Just click the link in the show notes to get started or go to GoFundMe.com and search for A Gettysburg Christmas.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. Isn't it, Eric?
You're darn tootin', Matt.
It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used, and online they have even more books to choose from.
But Matthew, what if the Civil War is simply not my thing?
Not a problem, my fine four-fendered friend. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books.
It's astounding how they squeeze thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more into their store.
And it's also astounding how you and I both squeeze into our pants every day. Well, handsome, they have a warehouse too, and that's where they keep all those books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs.
What if I prefer to browse in the store and don't want to go online to get my books?
Great question, Doodlebug. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com, stop by 42 York Street, or call 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com or 717-685-5207.
Need a Corps badge or other insignia for your uniform? Then check out the Badge Maker. Here's what some of his satisfied customers had to say. Miranda said, "I ordered an identification disc from Joe and it's fantastic. He hand stamped it exactly as I wanted. It has a great rough on-campaign feel to it and was reasonably priced to boot." Greg said, "My unit has purchased from him in the past. Quality badges and good service." And Jerry S. says, "The Badge Maker is the go-to place for accurate replica Civil War badges. Visit CivilWarCorpsBadges.com and attach a message with your order saying you heard about him on Addressing Gettysburg."
Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention Addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay. This special episode of Addressing Gettysburg is brought to you in part by me, audiobook narrator Mike Scott, narrator of Savas Beatty's Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley campaign of 1864, and Unlike Anything That Ever Floated, the Monitor and Virginia and the Battle of Hampton Roads. If you are an author or publisher interested in having your titles produced as audiobooks, or even just in learning more about the process, give me a shout. You can find my contact info on my website, MikeScottVoice.com. That's MikeScottVoice.com. Hey, historian, author, and licensed battlefield guide Tim Smith. Matt gave me a full minute, so let me ask you an important question. Isn't it about time that John Burns' Hero of Gettysburg became an audiobook? Sickles has an audiobook. You know Jenny Wade is going to deserve an audiobook. Let's give John a shot. Get in touch, Tim. It's MikeScottVoice.com. I'm Mike Scott, your voice of history.
And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg Campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit civilwartrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own. Hey, Gettysburg business owners. Winter is just around the bend, and you know what that means. No tourists. But just because people aren't coming to you doesn't mean you can't bring your business to them. If you ship, you're still in the game. And if you're a seasonal business, the time to advertise for your next season is in the off-season when people are making their plans. So what's an affordable yet highly effective way of reaching those people? Well, it's not radio. It's not TV, and it's certainly not print. Step out of the Jurassic era of advertising and run an ad on Addressing Gettysburg. We just reached 1 million downloads, and we're growing by the tens of thousands every month. Beyond that, our audience is happy to support those who support their favorite podcast. So email sales@addressinggettysburg for more information about advertising on our show. We look forward to helping your business grow. That's sales@addressinggettysburg.com.
You're listening to the Addressing Gettysburg podcast with Matt Callery.
Was that a ghost? Nah, ghosts aren't real. You're back with Addressing Gettysburg today. Here's Matt.
Is that better? All right, we're back. Real quick, do we know, Eric, do we know who Dirty Bernie of Pismo Beach is? In the comment section?
I have no idea.
I want to thank him because I noticed that when I've seen comments during the show, he says, hey, everybody, don't forget to like. And that is important. I never say that, but yes, liking, sharing, subscribing. Obviously, I'm assuming you're subscribed, but also clicking that notification bell. Those things all help because, sometimes stuff just gets buried in the mix or something like that, and who knows what the world is all about. I don't know. But anyway, on the phone, we have someone here who I consider a genius because he he invited me to come and speak at the Captain Espy Post at the Carnegie Library. October 8th is when that's going to happen. We have Jon-Erik Gilot on the phone. John, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How you doing, guys?
Pretty good. John, let me ask you a question. Your last name, is it Jallo or Jello?
Well, I'm not going to get bent out of shape about it. Like, was it Joseph Fuquay or Jeb Stewart?
Yeah, Joseph, yes. That's a pretty good callback there.
Gilot.
Gilot, okay, very good. So, John, and is John okay, or do you want Jon-Erik? Because it's hyphenated.
I'll answer to about anything.
Okay.
But, yeah, John's fine. Yeah.
Fine. All right, John. So, John, what was it? A lot of people think you're crazy for inviting me out there, myself included. What was it that made you decide to invite me?
Well, we only bring the finest of Civil War historians here to Pittsburgh to talk, and
so what am I doing?
And then we had a cancellation for October, and there you were.
That was well
done, John. Well done.
There you go.
Somebody needed to bring it back to earth. That might have just did it.
No. I mean, I was in town. I was in town last October, and I was in town for a conference, and I had it in the back of my head that, Matt has said on the show before, like, don't come looking for me at bars, you'll never find me. And I'm driving past the Farnsworth house, and I see Matt out there in the beer garden, and I, slam on the brakes and pull a U-turn, and kind of strong-armed him into coming to Pittsburgh. So, yeah, we're making it happen a year later.
Yeah. No, well, that's good, though. And I remember being relieved because I remember that's not exactly how I remember the meeting taking place. I remember standing in line at the bar out there at the Farnsworth house, and I noticed you staring at me in a weird kind of way. And I wanted to
weird look in my eye.
Yeah.
Right?
And I was like, this isn't that kind of bar, buddy. And then he came over and introduced himself and said, you're my idol, big fan, that type of stuff. And he said that I was on his short list of people to kill, but on his long list of people to invite to come and speak at the Post. And so I was like, oh, I was just thinking the other day I would love to do speaking engagements. I just don't know what I would talk about because, I don't really have any field of expertise. And he's like, yeah, just whatever. And I go, well, when do you want to do it? He's like, oh, next October. I'm like, oh, we've got plenty of time for me to think of something. And I honestly did all year long try to think of what to talk about. And then every once in a while, I don't know who I would say this to, but I do remember saying to people, I got to do this thing and I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I want to do it. Yeah. And so I finally emailed John and I said, hey, give me a call. So he called me and I said, how about this? You got a microphone, I got a microphone. We sit up there and just interview me about whatever you want. And then, we'll see where it goes. Because I can't prepare. When I prepare a speech or something like that, I've done this. It's terrible. It's just awful. Because I stick too much to it.
It's really evolved. It's really evolved over the past year from, you coming in for a lecture to, me interviewing you. And then I think earlier this week, you said you're just coming in to like shake hands and kiss babies. So.
Yeah, evolved or devolved?
I've staked my professional reputation on Matt Calorie, and we'll see how it turns out.
Oh boy, you better start sending out resumes. But no, look. All joking aside, it'll be fun to do, and I promise you, I will try my best to make sure that nobody regrets going there.
I'm sure it'll be fine. So John, tell us a little bit about the series that you run at the GAR. What made you? How are you involved? How'd you get involved? What made you get involved? All that good stuff.
Yeah. So I live. This is up in Carnegie, which is just a few miles south of Pittsburgh. Yeah. But I live in Wheeling, West Virginia. So I'm like your token West Virginia call-in today. Mm-hmm. You have one like every episode, right?
Yes, we do. It's usually the same one.
I used to live in.
Go ahead.
I used to live in Pittsburgh, and I had worked up there as an intern. I'm an archivist by profession, and was going to graduate school. I'd worked up there at the Espy Post.
Yeah.
You gonna turn that off? Come on, man.
Well played.
I'm sorry. I'm used to Cam just busting through it. So you're at the Espy Post.
Yeah. So I've been involved up there about 10 years ago, and in 2020, the curator at the Espy Post decided to retire. So I came back at the beginning of last year. The Espy Post is considered, the most intact surviving example of a Grand Army of the Republic Post. I'm sure most of your listeners are familiar with the Grand Army of the Republic, but, sure. It was in every community across the country, about 7,500 locations. But for an organization that was destined to die out, a lot of those places went away. And now we still have some GAR halls around today, like you have one there in Gettysburg. Right. And they're all over, but they've been repurposed into community centers and event centers and different things. And ours is unique in that when the last veteran died, the door was locked and was promptly forgotten about for about 50 years and reopened in the late 1980s as a time capsule. We went through about 10 years ago and did a substantial restoration on the room, but for all effective purposes, since 1906, this room has been used for no other purpose than to hold Grand Army of the Republic meetings. And so today it's preserved as a museum, but it essentially looks like the veterans just got up and, walked out the door and went home and never came back.
That's so cool.
So in addition to all of their records, it's an amazing place. But in addition to all of their, their meeting minutes, and it's set up as they were there for a meeting, but they also use the room as their personal museum. So we have wartime flags, textiles, uniforms, arms, accoutrements, edged weapons, anything you could think of. We've got it all on display there. And what's really fascinating about it was the veterans numbered and identified each piece. And in 1911, they published a catalog, and they tell us in their own words, who carried this or who wore this and what battles it was used in and what makes it significant. So to have all of these stories with the artifacts is what makes it really a unique place.
We're looking at pictures of it now.
Yeah, there you go.
It's pretty cool.
So to support the Espy Post and to bring more people in. So the Post is open every Saturday. We have docents that'll do guided tours every Saturday from 11 to 3. But to bring more people up to the hilltop and visit and check out the Espy Post, we do a second Saturday Civil War lecture series. 9 months out of the year, we do January through June, and then September through November. And we bring in, historians, authors, you name it, anyone with an interest or who can talk about the Civil War.
Clearly, you'll bring in anybody.
Anybody. Yeah, we have Ronnie and Eric are going to be next on my list for 2024.
Well, but you do want to get Eric in there at
Eric's
some point,
legit.
though.
Eric is legit.
Oh, Ronnie, too. She could talk about law.
No, so John, I'm embarrassed to say I used to I lived in Pittsburgh, and I used to, for years, play in the Pittsburgh Urban Magnet Project, where we would play basketball at the library there, and I've seen concerts at the music hall right next door. I never was in the GAR Post. I'm ashamed, actually, and I'm a little bit jealous now that I didn't even realize that's what that facility was. That's amazing.
Well, what is it, Veronica, that
you have? You do have another Carnegie Library with a music hall in Pittsburgh. So there's a lot of Carnegie libraries.
Not the one in Oakland. I'm talking about the one
ours
in Carnegie. Yeah.
So. Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't have a basketball court, but
the library does.
There's a Carnegie in Homestead.
Oh, maybe that's what. Is that up on the hill though?
The one in Homestead does a lot of the concerts. Yeah, up on the hill.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Then I don't feel so bad.
What makes us unique? Well, there's thousands and thousands of Carnegie libraries where he would, kind of help fund to get a library started, but the community still had to kind of subsidize the project. But for 4 libraries, Carnegie endowed them. And so we are one of 4 libraries around the world that Andrew Carnegie endowed.
Oh, cool.
Now, it wasn't a perfect science. The endowment ran out at some point. There were lean years, but it's a really impressive building that, over the past 20 years, we've been able to restore and bring back to its original grandeur. And the building is actually 121 years old this year. So we do have a music hall, and we do have concerts and things like that. But to have the Espy Post there is what really makes it unique among Carnegie libraries or among any library.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I don't think I've ever been in a GAR hall that is still a GAR hall. There's some that are not, but so I am looking forward to that. What time? How do people, if people listening say, "Oh, I want to go out and see what a shit show this is going to be," and of course, I say that as a joke, John. Don't worry. Don't let that worry you. I like to under promise and over deliver. You know what I'm saying?
We're just giving them a hard time.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
So don't fret. Okay. I can kind of sense some.
I'm not fretting.
I can sense some regret in your voice already. It's like, can I fake the flu? Like, what can I do?
Power outage that day. Oh, sorry, never mind. Program's canceled.
How bad would it be if I burn the place down? No, don't worry about it. We'll be okay. But if people are listening,
I booked you at the finest motel right down the road. I'm going to take you out to a fancy, Pizzeria Uno or something.
Perfect. I can't wait. We're going to have Pittsburgh's finest cuisine. It'll be fun. It will be fun. But no, people listening, they want to go. They're in the area. They want to go to this. How do they do it?
So typically, we stream all of our talks on Zoom or on Facebook Live. I'm still trying to figure out what that'll look like because I'll be up there with you, essentially asking you during the interview, asking you questions. And so we may try to record this and air it at a later date, but I don't know that I can work the Zoom and be up there interviewing you at the same time. So
let me ask you
we'll figure that out. But
let me ask you this, though. I could probably help you figure out how to do that because there have been times where I've had to run the show and host the show at the same time. So there's probably a way that you can do that, right?
Well, I'm sure there is, but I'm trying to give you my undivided attention, sir.
Oh. Well, you don't have any.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll make it work. But we would. What I'd really like is for people to actually come to Carnegie, meet you in person. you visit the SB Post, visit the Lincoln Gallery, you'll be speaking in the Lincoln Gallery. So we have,
naturally,
100 of the approximately 130 known photos of Abraham Lincoln. We have a beautiful display there with some nice interpretations. So you'll be speaking in the Lincoln Gallery, but we'd love for people to come out, check out Andrew Carnegie Free Library Music Hall, meet Matt Callery, check out the borough of Carnegie and everything it has to offer. So,
what time?
Yeah, it's at 1:00. You said, or 1:30?
This is at 1:00 on October 8th. Most of our talks go, about 45 to 50 minutes with some time for question and answer. I might expect this one to go a little bit longer just because we do want some audience participation. I want some back and forth between you and the audience. So maybe you and I will talk up front for 30 to 40 minutes, and then, I want people to hassle you, ask you all the hard questions.
Good. Good. Well, listen, all seriousness, I'm very flattered that you asked me to do this, and I'm more than happy to come out and do it. I don't know if there's really going to be that many people that are going to want to meet me, but I appreciate you thinking there are. I really do.
Well, you do have. So I've been promoting your talk at our events for several months. And I have asked, does anyone in the crowd listen to Addressing Gettysburg? And there have been some hands that have gone up. So I know that, people, at least some of the crowd, will be familiar with you. Most, before the pandemic, we were averaging, 70 attendees.
Wow.
Which is pretty good.
That is good.
Since then, we've been down to around 40 to 50. I think our event earlier this month, we had about 45 people. But most of these people are, seriously interested in the Civil War. They have a background in it. So it's not just people off the street who wander in. There would be people that recognize you.
Right. Okay. Well, whatever. I'll win over who doesn't know me, and it'll be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this very much so. Very, very much so. And of course,
you should be glad I'm still coming. You blew me off a few weeks ago when I was in town.
I was away, young man. I was away. That's not a blow off.
You invited me to come sit in on a show, and I get to town and I said, "All right, Matt, I'm here." And then you're like, "Well, I'm in New Jersey."
Oh my God!
I didn't say that week's show. I said a show. I didn't know it would be that week. How many times do I very rarely go away, and you just happen to pick the wrong week. What was that, Labor Day weekend? It had
that was Labor Day weekend. No, and it worked out because my wife was none too pleased that we were going to go sit in on a podcast recording.
Oh,
so
really?
She had about all the history she could handle that day, so we went out to eat. We had a few drinks, and it worked out.
Well, she would have loved this one anyway, because we don't really talk a lot of history on this show. We do that on the other shows.
Right.
So she would have had fun. Maybe. Yeah. Probably not. Okay. She wouldn't have had fun. Hey, John, thank you very much for taking the time to call in and talk about this. Oh, so wait. One more time. It's at 1:30. No, 1 o'clock on October
1 o'clock, 8th. October 8th.
People
at the Andrew Carnegie Free Library in Carnegie, Pennsylvania, just south of Pittsburgh.
And to get tickets, people get tickets? Is that what they do, or do they just show up, or what?
Just show up.
Now, don't be trying to sell any tickets to pocket the money. This is absolutely free.
It's $35.
No tickets required. Just show up. You can visit our website at carnegie.org, and you'll find some information there. You can find us on Facebook. But yeah, just please come October 8th. I can promise as good a time as Matt can deliver.
So are you, okay, so you were saying before the pandemic you were averaging about 70, right?
Right.
Okay, so, and since the pandemic, since you've been doing this, what have you been averaging?
45 to 50.
All right, 45 to 50. So I think
now we did have, so we had a one-day symposium in April where we brought in 5 speakers, And we had about 80 people for that.
Okay.
And we're going to try to do that again next April 15th, so the weekend after Easter 2023.
Tax day.
We're going to do it again.
Mike Cancella is here. You're a listener. You're from Pittsburgh, right? Or the Pittsburgh area?
I am.
Are you going to come out to this, Mike?
I am going to.
You
I
are?
was planning on coming.
All right, good. Cool. So we got one guy who's going to come. I know that we have a lot of listeners in the Pittsburgh area because I see statistics, and Pennsylvania obviously is the most listeners come from Pennsylvania. And Pittsburgh is like in the top 3 regions of Pennsylvania where we have the highest concentration of listeners. So I would love it if you guys came out. And I'm sure John would love it if you guys came out and we together brought it up to 100 again. No, not again. For the first time, right? Yes, we're going to bring it up to 100.
That would be nice.
But at the very least, bring it back to 70 in the pre-pandemic thing. So all you people out there that were against all the social distancing and all the mandates and this and that and the other thing, this is your chance to say F you to COVID and come out and enjoy yourself and have a good time. John and I'm sure John's going to do a great job interviewing me because... listen to the guy. He can obviously talk, right? Like he's got a sense of humor and everything like that. And he seems to know more about what we do than I do. So I think...
You heard how Matt, was it Mike? Your guy from Pittsburgh there?
Mike, yeah. Yes.
You heard how he said, like, I am planning on coming. He's not coming.
See? There you go.
Yeah, I think Mike will be there.
You're right. You're right.
Mike's more committal than I am for comparison.
Yeah. And by the way,
plans.
Pittsburgh people, please come out because Eric won't come. I don't know. He just never gave me an answer. Is it your anniversary, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought so. That's why.
I'm going to go to Carnegie to watch Matt talk.
Yeah, bring Katie and then take her.
Fucking anniversary.
Yeah.
I'll get right on
Bring
that.
Katie out and go to some romantic
I'm
hotel.
sure she
I don't
wants
know.
to participate too.
She could go shopping. It's going to be an hour. God. And Veronica.
What about Cam? What's Cam doing?
No.
Well, I'll send him the information after this.
No.
I don't know. You get two guys from West Virginia together. Now, I'm not a learned scholar like Mr. Malo, but
nobody is. Very few.
We'd
of us
have a good time.
No. Do you guys do like competing train whistles? Can you do that?
I mean, do you pick up on a West Virginia accent with me or anything?
Not really. There's certain words, but I wouldn't have called it West Virginia. I just would have said Southern, like a nondescript Southern accent. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm up in the northern panhandle, like how the cream rises to the top.
That's right. There you go. Rises. I heard it in rises. The cream rises to the top. Yeah. All right, but and then Veronica, what are you doing that weekend?
It's fall muster weekend.
Nobody even knows what that is.
Yes, they do.
What?
It sells out every year. It
sells out, so they don't need you.
That's true. That's a good point, but I
need
paid
you.
for it.
I need you.
I already paid for it.
But I might have somebody coming with me. I just got to find out as we get closer to the time. So whatever. So at least I'll have one person, one friendly face in the audience. Well, besides
Donnie. Donnie around?
Donnie's not going to go.
Why not?
Donnie never. He always said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to come out for this month's tour," and he never comes out.
Right, but that's like 40 minutes from where he lives.
That's too far.
No, he'll go.
No, he's gonna go because I'm gonna badger him.
Well, Ronnie, I heard Ronnie say that she's on she's with the Gettysburg Roundtable. Is that right?
That's correct.
I am.
Well, Ronnie, come bring me out to talk sometime. I do the Roundtable circuit. I'm going down to the Bull Run Civil War Roundtable in a couple weeks to talk. I'm doing Hagerstown in December.
Oh, nice.
I'm all over the place, so bring me to Gettysburg.
I am not the program director, but I will get your information maybe from Matt and pass that along to Roger Heller,
I'll give you his email.
Does do. Yeah, perfect. All right, thanks, John. Appreciate that.
Wonderful.
That would be great.
Look at that. Making connections.
Yeah.
Love it. I love it. Hey, John, I'm very much looking forward to this. I really am excited about it. We're gonna have some fun, and I'll call you sometime before. Because I want to know the specifications of your audio gear so I know what kind of recorder to bring. Because I want to record it, if you don't mind.
All right, we can do that.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, come in early enough on Friday where I can take you out for a drink or something.
Oh,
I have kids, so I've got an early bedtime.
That's fine. That's fine.
You know, we can do a happy hour.
Yeah, I'll probably check-in's usually at 3, so I'll probably arrive around that time and then be free to do whatever.
All right, and if you want to like come into the SB Post on Friday and like we can do a Facebook Live or record something, we can do that too.
Let's do that. Yeah, that's good, and we can see if anybody will watch it and come out because of it. Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so I'll get there around 3. I'll check in, and then we'll do whatever.
All right, sounds good.
All right, John. Thank you very much, John. You have yourself a good night. Have a good weekend. Actually, it's the weekend, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I think we're going to do Irish road bowling tomorrow. It's a big weekend here.
What is that?
Irish road bowling?
Yeah.
You've never done?
I've never heard.
Oh, it's an ancient sport where you take a ball, kind of like a 5-pound like shot put or something.
Okay.
And you roll it down the road. And that's it. So no, they take a road here and they close it, and the goal is you roll it back to the finish line, and the person that rolls in the least number of throws is the winner. But the catch is you take coolers with you and you drink while you're going.
Of course.
And if the ball goes off the road and 20 yards down to the woods, well, you've got to go 20 yards down to the woods to find your ball.
That's pretty good.
It's a fantastic time.
That sounds fun.
This is
It's an ancient Irish sport.
What'd you say, Ron?
This is West Virginia for the
This
record.
is in, of course, this is in West Virginia. Yeah.
This is in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so Wheeling, where I am in Wheeling, we actually hold the world's largest Irish road bowling event. That's a good time. There's usually about 600 people.
So Ireland doesn't even do this
the
anymore.
world's largest. Ireland doesn't even do it like Wheeling, West Virginia.
Ireland gave it up years ago. Centuries ago. They said, this is stupid.
All right, we're going off the rails. I'm starting to sound like Cam. I know it.
That's how it happens, man. All right, well, listen, we got to get going, John, but thank you very much for the call. I will see you in a few weeks. Looking forward to it, and that's it, man. Have a good weekend. Have fun Irish road bowling.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
See you, John.
You're welcome.
All right, bye-bye.
Good night. All right, well, you know what time it is, ladies
You
and
doing
gentlemen.
news or events first?
She's the gal who knows what's going on. So take notes. There's a test at the end. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Veronica Brestensky, with news, traffic, weather, sidewalk conditions, and what's happening this weekend.
I must have all possible information.
No, dude, no f***ing way. Dude. Stop.
Oh, there's 50 more seconds of that, but I just, love Cartman laughing. It's the time for the news, Ronnie.
I was going to ask you. I should have known that.
What? You shouldn't have asked why.
No, I was going to ask you what that was, but I should have known what
Cartman.
that was. Yeah.
That's Cartman, okay? That is
So,
Cartman.
news. This is kind of a maybe, hopefully, but it's promising. The news this week was that the old Boyd's Bear facility.
Yes.
There are plans in the works to
For?
hopefully open it up.
As?
Initially a restaurant, but
Oh.
apparently a long-term, bigger goal is to just have a family-friendly kind of like entertainment complex there of some kind.
That will be stopped.
Yeah, well, the article was really vague, right? It was like, oh, Boyd's Bear is gonna come, maybe, possibly. They're looking into it. They hope to do something with it in the spring or summer of next year, maybe. But it was sold for $2.1 million in August of this year, and the family that bought it say that, believe it or not, even though it sat vacant since 2011 when Boyd's Bears moved out, the building itself is built well.
Oh, yeah?
There will need to be some updates and
Sure.
improvements and things like that, but I'm assuming what they're implying is there's more red tape in terms of getting it running and everything, but there's at least some intention to reopen that. And
Well, that's good because it's just sitting out there and it's a cool building.
Yeah.
Years ago, a friend of mine, Ron Bailey, was behind this effort form an African American museum here, and I really like this idea. And I'm talking like it was like 2010 when I first met him, and he was talking about it. Fast forward 8 years to when I moved back, and I get back in touch with him. I go, so what's the deal with the museum? You still doing that? And there's all this, inner squabbling stuff. And he said, no, I can't work with them anymore. But I was always saying to him at the time, I said, first of all, he had all these people that had pledged like large sums of money to do this, like NFL players and stuff. And I was like, you don't need those other people. They want to, the other people want to have something that they just like, basically like they treat like Lincoln Cemetery where you can't come in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this needs to be told to the world. Everybody needs to hear about this stuff. Yeah. So I said, you don't need them because you were the guy who had the connections to the moneyed people. So do it. Yeah. And get Boyd's freaking Bear because it's this big, huge barn. There's parking. It's like everything. Yeah. Nothing happened, and it's so sad. No, I mean, good luck to these people. I'm not saying, but it would have been nice if it was that.
I vaguely remember doing a news segment months and months ago before it sold, that it was up for sale again. But I mean, the prices like come down drastically. I mean, at one point they were looking for like $9 million, then it was $7 million, then they were like. So long story short, this article most recently says it sold for $2.1 million. But anyway, I mean, it's good. I saw some. The way I even saw it initially was on Facebook, and people were, kind of saying it would be really nice to kind of have a little bit more of a higher end, maybe kind of like a seafood restaurant or something that could be brought in, like something outside of the Gettysburg box, right?
Please,
like something outside of their
stop
American,
with the greasy food.
So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. So hopefully something to look forward to. But another thing to look forward to, I just ran into Reza this morning.
Reza from the farmers market,
the Adams County Farmers Market. Matter of fact, let me just tell my story real quick. I went to have a brunch with Mom over at the Cottage Creperie on Steinware. Which
how is that? I haven't tried it yet.
It's fantastic.
Is it?
It was like our fourth time. Yeah, it is so good.
Okay.
I've never had anything there that I don't like or wouldn't get 3 more times. Lori's awesome, and I overheard her and Reza talking, and I kind of inserted myself in the conversation because it sounded like they were talking about some kind of partnership for next year's farm market.
Great.
And the long story short is that the farm market can be confirmed. They will be at the rec center starting next year. Because if you remember, that property was sold and there's plans to put buildings there and everything like that. So there was a little bit of concern about where were they going to find space.
The rec center. The rec park?
The rec park,
good. All right.
But although he technically said the rec center, the rec park. So I think they do have a building there because Lori was saying something about like as long as there's like a kitchen. So she must be doing. I know. So I'm really excited about it.
So it'll be probably around the building, but still outside. I hope it's outside because I like walking around outside. Yeah.
I'm sure it will be.
Oh, that's great. So we'll have to have him on before the season is over.
He said he would love to come on. So we're already walking.
We bumped into each other at the Gettysburg Baking Company, which I was obsessed with. I went there for lunch like every day for like 3 weeks. When we had the studio in town, because the mushroom soup is just out of this world. Oh my God. I love it. Anyway, so I bumped into him there, and we got to talking, and this was like March, and I said, well, we should have you on soon to talk about, to kick off the season. And our schedules never worked, and then I guess we both dropped the ball on that. So I got to get him in before the end of the season now to talk about next year. Yeah.
Or even next year before the beginning of the...
Well, that was the intent this year, and then we got busy. So I think it's better to do it at the end of the year to talk about next. But whatever.
Sounds good.
What else?
Right, that's it. That's news-wise.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
So
no murders or anything like that?
No.
Hey, have you seen Dahmer on Netflix yet?
No.
Eric, have you?
No.
Are you interested in it?
Not terribly.
Yeah.
Have you, Beth?
No.
How about you, Mike?
Not my kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, you don't like scary serial killers, perverted, sick, disgusting people? Well, this is fascinating.
Is it a documentary or is it
No.
It's a
series. It's a 10-episode series about Jeffrey Dahmer. And it's
is it actually him or somebody's portraying like?
No, it's dramatized. The Evan Peters, a kid from American Horror Story, is in it, and he's very good. It's very well done, and I've seen a lot of. There was a documentary that came out a few years ago that was centered around the lead detective who investigated the whole story, and he talked about the interviews with him, and he kind of got like chummy with him. And I think this might be based on that. I'm not totally sure, but from what I remember from that documentary, it's very close to the truth. the facts or whatever. But anyway, that's good. Yeah. Check it out. It's worth it.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So is there an intro for the events, or are we just doing events?
No. There's no intro for event. It's just, oh, you mean this? I forgot about this.
This weekend, where the action is. What's there to do and see when you're in town this weekend? Here's Valerie, Veronica, to fill you in.
Thank you. I was a little disoriented without that, so I wasn't.
Well, because there was no news last week. It was just events, and I didn't
yeah.
even skip to that. I
Yeah.
should have skipped to it.
All right.
So,
So
go ahead.
just to reiterate very quickly, if you missed the first two segments, we had Bethany Yingling from the foundation on. Tomorrow is National Park Day, and as a result, we are asking for volunteers here at Gettysburg National Military Park to help clean up Devil's Den. If you have not already registered, there are limited spaces available. The workday is from 8 until noon, and you must email Bethany, B as in Bethany, Yingling, Yingling, at gettysburgfoundation.org in order to be put on the list for tomorrow morning at 8. So that's something to do tomorrow. Also, I think there are some tickets left for the Adams County Historical Society's Monuments of Culp's Hill walk and talk with Sue Boardman. That is tomorrow from 2 to 4. The meeting place is Spangler Spring, but again, you must sign up. You must buy a ticket. I believe it's $25 if you're not a member of the Adams County Historical Society, $15 if you are, but don't quote me. It might be $15 and $20, somewhere around there. But that's with our friend Sue Boardman. I'm actually signed up for that. I'm looking forward to seeing her in the program tomorrow. And I guess this is technically kind of newsworthy-ish, but the Park Service announced that the fall campfire talks are back.
Oh.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, unfortunately, we're missing the first one, the very, very first
What
one.
is it?
So it's Troy Harmon. He's talking about Rebel Scouting of Culp's Hill, and that started at 6 p.m. today. However, for the rest of the fall, basically, there are going to be presentations on Friday and Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. Tomorrow is Camp Letterman, Gettysburg Field Hospital with Matt Atkinson. So that's at 6 o'clock. They're all at tour stop number 6, which I guess is Pitzer's Woods. So right where the amphitheater is. Next week, for some reason, there's no program on Friday, but there is a program on Saturday, October 1st. It's called 10 Bushels of Wheat and 2 Hogs Killed, Civilian Damage
Delicious.
Claims with Eva Blankenship. So... the whole entire schedule for the rest of the year is on the National Park Service website, but I'm excited about those.
Yeah, those are cool.
Excited to have those back. It's kind of like having the winter lecture series outside.
Yeah.
It's literally
nice.
a campfire, and
Yeah.
it's pretty neat. So those are back on. So that's exciting news. Also this weekend is Pippin Fest, which is a big deal right down the road in Fairfield, Pennsylvania.
I like Pippin Fest.
From what I could gather, both days, Saturday and Sunday, are going to run from 9 until 4 p.m., 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. Tomorrow, however, they start a little bit earlier at 8 a.m. with the yard sale. And then that yard sale for the community is going to run from 8 to 3, and then vendors are going to be set up from 9 to 4. So, Matt, you can actually probably shed a little bit more light on exactly what that is.
It's okay. So you go into Fairfield, the road is open, but there's vendors all along the sidewalk. Various things like, for example, that olive oil company that's on Baltimore Street here. Last year they had a table there. That's how I discovered them, and they were new here last year. And just a bunch of other things. What I do, a friend of mine has a friend who's got a house right across from the Mansion House, and it's a big house, big yard, and everything. And he cooks delicious food. And he's got a pretty decent-sized front porch, so he lets his buddies that have bands come and set up on the front porch and play.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, so I basically, walk up and down the street, both sides, and then I stop over there and hang out. So I'm going to go Sunday because I think the bands are on Sunday. Saturday we have the cleanup, and then after that, my stylist and I are going clothes shopping because I need a stylist.
There you go.
And we'll
we
be
have a
up
big presentation coming up in a week or two. So.
Well, that, and also I'm going to the Jingle Ball on December 3rd.
How about that?
And I was like, because she's like, would you be my date? And I said, yeah, but you gotta do me a favor and take me clothes shopping. Because I said, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have no sense of style. And if I'm going to go to some big, gala with all the hoity-toity people in town, I need to look like I can dress, and I can't. So I need your help. And so we're going to do that tomorrow after the cleanup and everything,
All right.
Yeah, bless
so
you.
Sunday, if you want
Bless
to
you,
hang
Eric.
out with Matt at Pippin Fest, it's Sunday.
Yes, come and find me.
Awesome. All right. So actually, two other just real quick things to announce. Tomorrow at the Jenny Wade House from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m., author Cindy Small will be there signing her books regarding the life and times of Jenny Wade. So that's something, if you're interested in that, you can go check that out. And then the last thing, this is actually a special event from the National Park Service, and I just stumbled upon it, and I'm excited about this. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., Ranger Chris Gwynn and Dr. Scott Hancock from the Gettysburg College are going to be doing Pickett's Charge and the War for Memory. It's going to be a walk of Pickett's Charge, but it's starting at the Meade Equestrian Memorial, and it will end at the Virginia Monument.
Going backwards.
And it's going, yeah. I mean, everybody, my experience when people talk about Pickett's Charge, they talk from the Confederate side to the Union.
Right.
This is
Makes
starting.
sense.
It does. But this is a little bit of a different take. I don't think they're going to talk about the specifics of the charge. I think they're going to talk about the title of it is Pickett's Charge and the War for Memory. So I'm fascinated to hear what both of those guys are going to present. I'm going to try to make it, and that's at 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. Free presentation, park with all four wheels on the road, and park over where it's legal.
Always.
Yeah.
You just reminded me I have to get Scott back on. Speaking of back on, so, folks, during the summer, everybody is busy. I'm busy. Eric's busy. Potential guests are busy. So it's very difficult to keep up with recording shows. And so when we have something come out, we're hand to mouth. I think I had one rainy day episode in the can. And then Ask a Guides have been coming out right on the heels of recording them, which is not the way I like to do it, but we fell behind this year. But I sent out a flurry of emails the other day, and I would like to tell you what you can look forward to both on the free feed and also on Patreon in the coming months. And by coming months, I mean 12 months, because I'm going to stockpile some stuff here. Carrie Janey said that she would come back. Kent Masterson Brown said he would come back on to talk about Cushing. Carrie Janey, we're talking about her book about memory. And then an Ask a Guide I'm calling Lady's Choice. You want to guess what that is? Oh, you already know.
I saw it.
Okay. You want to guess what that is, Beth? Lady's Choice?
No.
All right. Mike, you want to guess?
I'm not qualified.
Not qualified to guess. Eric, how about you? Do you know what it is already?
No.
Okay. Ladies' Choice is Deb Novotny, Sue Boardman, and Jesse Weedleton. They're going to come on and tell you their top 5 books. Like Lewis and Chris Army did a few months ago. We're going to do that there. I want a female perspective. What do female guides think are the important books to get and learn? Chris Bagley's going to come on to talk about his horses book on Patreon. Jason Heilman's coming on to talk about, I think we're going to do, he wanted to call it WTF Moments of the Civil War, but I was like, no, somebody already does that, and I can't stand the name of that, and I don't like that name anyway, so we got to come up with something else, but it's going to be something like that, just, but Gettysburg, not the Civil War. And then there's other ones, but we haven't finalized. Brad Gottfried is coming on to talk about the town. We just haven't picked a topic yet, but that'll be an Ask a Guide. I think those are all the ones that are, but I don't know. We've got a bunch of stuff, so we're gonna get back into that over the fall and winter and everything like that. And so fret not, ladies and gentlemen. But you don't even know you don't even know.
Well,
they didn't even know.
They didn't know
because
we have some important decision making to do.
Do we?
Yeah.
About what?
Food.
Oh, that is true. That is true.
My kid's like, what are you coming back? I'm hungry.
You bitches up for food?
Can't read that. No, he can't read my poker face. She's got me like nobody.
All right, so Ronnie, I don't know why that's the theme song. So what are our choices for tonight? Where are we going to go to dinner? If you're in town, we do this so that if you're in town, you can come and look at us from afar. Okay, go ahead.
In alphabetical order. ABC?
Yes, ABC order.
Labella.
Oh.
Or Taverna.
Okay, ABC, Appalachian Brewing Company, Labella, or Taverna. All right, we're going to go around the room. I know, Eric, are you coming?
No.
All right, well, I want to give you a vote anyway because I just want to Okay, so where would you send us?
Home.
Out of those three, Eric. Out of those three, we can't write in.
Oh, I don't care.
Pick one, Eric.
I'm not going.
Where
to
do you
any
want to
of them.
send us? That's the question.
Hell.
You know, we're laughing, but he means this.
I can see it in his
Daddy
face.
wants to go eat too. Goddamn.
I know. So, Daddy, answer this, and then you can get out quicker. Where should we go? Taverna, Labella, or
ABC.
ABC? Okay, ABC. There's one for ABC. Mike, how about you?
I've never been to this Taverna. I've been to ABC before, so I would like to go there.
Go to ABC?
To
Taverna, okay. And then Beth? Taverna, okay. And Ronnie?
Taverna.
Wow,
Sounds like
okay.
I can't be in the minority.
Well, that's fine because I was going to do Taverna too. So, all right, Taverna it is. So we're going to Taverna now. If you're in town and you're visiting and you don't know where Taverna is, Google it. It's out in Fairfield. It's a little past Fairfield. Nice drive, nice place, good food, good atmosphere, good to get out of town. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Taverna. And yes, Ronnie.
If you are into Star Wars, Mom wanted me to remind everyone that Andor came out. The series Andor.
Nobody cares.
Oh,
No,
I
it's
wish I
actually-
had.
apparently
I
it's-
wish I had
really don't
Austin
have it.
Powers
But apparently
nerd
it's
alert.
I know. Mom has watched all 3 of the original episodes that have been released so far, and she is loving it. So there you go. If you have Disney Plus, Andor is out.
All right. Well, there you go. Oh, it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you get out of here?
All right. We'll leave. Don't worry. All right. Well, that's it. Any other thing for? So you got anything for Star Trek people out there? Maybe. No. How about Harry Potter people? Any news for them?
No.
Okay. Lord of the
Kind of
Rings.
on the shelf. That stuff's on the shelf. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Avatar.
Yeah.
Any Avatar
Stephen
news?
Lang, right?
Stephen Lang.
It's officially out today, I think, right?
I think so. Our very good friend Stephen Lang, who won't come on the show. All right. Well. All right. We're just teasing Stephen Lang. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching, and thank you, Jon-Erik, for calling in. Thank you, Beth, for coming in. Thank you all for being here, and thank you, Eric, for being the prettiest man on the show. We'll see you guys next week.
Addressing Gettysburg Today is hosted by Matt Callery and Veronica Brestensky, Esquire. Produced by Eric, the producer, Moni. Applause led by Owen the Clabber. Guests of Addressing Gettysburg Today stay wherever they want. That's not our concern. To be a guest on the show, send an email to eric@addressinggettysburg.com. Addressing Gettysburg broadcasts from the Gettys Bike Tour Studios. Get a 15% discount on your next tour with Gettys Bike. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg Today. Thanks for listening.
Joyful tears when they saw the honored flag they had not seen for years. Hardly could they
What seems to be the opposite problem?
the cheers while we were marching through Georgia.
In the heart of America, stolen from Africa,
the flag that makes us free. So we sang the chorus from Atlanta to the sea while we were marching through Georgia. While we were marching through Georgia.
If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks